What's happening, everybody? I hope that you can hear me. If by chance you can't hear me, go ahead and let me know before we get started. I'm gonna give it a few seconds to allow people to come in, join, share, all that good stuff. And I hope that you can hear the song that's playing in the background. And excuse me, I want to let you know that I do not own the rights to said song. Let me see something. Can let me know for those that's coming in. Let me know if you can hear me or no. Can you hear me? Ooh. I don't know what just happened to my music though. Music just gone. All right. Tonight's conversation is going to be based on depression. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. And I'm talking about depression from a standpoint of I am experiencing it. And throughout this video, there will be friends that come on, there will be a family that come on that have no idea that I have been battling or is battling this particular struggle, this particular disease, this particular mental illness. Let's just be honest about it. We as a community, we don't like to talk about mental illness. We don't like to talk about things that bother us or things that's just uncomfortable. We don't like to talk about stuff like that because we feel like uh, a lot of it has a negative connotation. A lot of it has a negative light on it. So let's not talk about it because if we talk about it, it makes it real. If we talk about it, then I have to deal with it. If we talk about it, then I have to open up these other wounds. I have to open up myself to feel. Come on, am I talking to somebody? So I'm gonna try my best not to have on uh, the pastor hat tonight. I'm just gonna have. I'm just gonna be Jeff. Is that all right? I'm just gonna be Jeffrey. I'm just gonna be Junior. No title, no precursors. It's just me. So I hope that as you come in, that you comment. As you come in, you listen. You even type comments on the side because I want to have an open dialogue with people that may want to know about depression, people that may want to ask questions. And by no means am I saying I am an expert on diagnosing or treating anything. However, uh, I'm just here to tell my story. That's it. So I'm gonna turn my music up just for a few seconds to give the people time to come in. Okay, that's it. Ain't gonna take too much time about it. So, my story is. Oh, and shout out to my Team Jesus shirt because I just like it. Whatever. My story is, uh, I wouldn't say simple, and y'all bear with me. Um, I am inviting people, if you will, um, in hopes that they come on in and what have you, and all this good stuff. Okay, I think I have invited enough people. All right, so here we go. Oh, and I don't know why I didn't see these comments on the side. Annette, you're right. It shows a vulnerability that we're not supposed to have. Listen, there's a time where we have to get outside of what we think um, we shouldn't talk about. Get outside of what we think we should feel about certain things. We have to get in a place where we can, um, just like we be vulnerable or should be vulnerable when it comes to getting before God, we have to get vulnerable and we got to get real with ourselves. We have to come from behind the place of, hey Jeff, how you doing today? I'm fine. But on the inside, I'm like, bruh, if you only knew. This is how it happened. This is how it goes through. We're giving people the happy, we're giving people the fun, we're giving people the facade of everything's a-okay. Whereas on the inside, we are broken. We are shutting down. We are having suicidal thoughts. We are having so much cataclysmic activity going on in our cataclysmic. Mark that down. We're having all these thoughts in our minds, hearts, and spirits that we don't want people to see this and we don't want to talk about it. But tonight, I'm gonna give y'all my story. That's it. I'm just gonna be me. Okay. So for me, um, 2018 was not, it was not a good year. Point blank, period. Um, it started um, January the 17th, 2018. That is when my pastor, uh, one of my best friends, uh, he died due to cancer. One thing that hit me hard with that was I would usually go and sit with him while his mom and dad would go to work. So I'll go and I get off work and I'll go sit with them. I'll sit with him, until mom get off, and then I go home, get a nap, and get ready for work because everybody know I work third shift. But this particular day, I was staying at work because I had something to do or some stuff to finish. Um, so I had texted his mom and I was like, "Hey, mom, I got to stay at work. I'm gonna be late." Or either I said I'm gonna be late or I said I wasn't gonna make it. Um, but a few hours later, got some. I had some phone calls I had missed, and I should have known it was something. It was I think his mom, his wife, uh, my friend and church member, Walker. I know those three had called, and I finally got back to my phone. I checked it, and it was like, "Hey, um, he's gone." Was not a good it's not a good place. Okay, so I'm leaving work downtown, Forest Fultondale, and I'm rushing getting over there. Even though I can't do anything, I'm rushing to get over there because I really just wanted to see him one last time before the funeral home got there. Um, Get there, see him, was not a good day. Not a good day. Now, what I held on to is the fact that I should have been there because that's what I do in the mornings. Even though in the back of my mind, I knew there was nothing I could do, but still, I should have been there. So that happens, and I'm dealing with it because he's the pastor of our church. Um, so now a lot of responsibilities passed to me. I got to keep the church going. I got to encourage the people. I got to be there for them. I have to grieve for a few minutes, but still be there for everybody else, to comfort them, to hug them, to encourage them, and let them know, hey, we're going to make this. We can do it. All while thinking or wondering, uh, will I have to eulogize him? Will I have to, what do I have to do at this funeral? So all that's weighing on me. And a church is a business. You got to make sure bills are paid, mortgages, make sure money is accounted for. You have all these things to do at the church in order to make sure the church is ran correctly and smoothly. So now I have this on my shoulders. I have being there for people on my shoulders. I have holding my grief in on my shoulders. And as you see, my hands are getting bigger. I'm starting here, but then it's getting bigger because stuff is just piling on. Okay. So I'm dealing with it from January. I'm dealing with it February, March, April, May, June, July. Here come August. Another situation happened that I won't divulge all the information about, but it was August 2018, and I had hopes up that this particular thing was about to happen, and just like that, it was snatched away from me. So I'm still dealing with my pastor passing away, and now I got this second thing that has just shook me again. So now I'm going through all the emotions all over again. And it came to a point where I toyed with the idea of suicide. I toyed with the idea of depression, anxiety. And then it went from toying with the idea to actually trying to perform the action. I'm just being Jeff. Is that all right? Right? Can I be Jeff? So, in the midst of going through the process of trying to take my own life, not once, but twice, in the midst of going through trying to take my life twice, I got to a point where I said, I got to go talk to somebody. Because from January up until maybe, I think it was maybe September, October, one of those days that I actually went and talked to my doctor. It was um, it was a hard time. Um, from taking pills, from hearing voices, from still telling people I'm okay, I'm good, I don't need nothing, from still encouraging people, still going to church, singing, still going to church, preaching, encouraging, doing everything, basically going through the motions of life instead of enjoying life. If that makes sense. So what ended up happening is I got to a point where I was so burned out, but yet I felt like I couldn't tell nobody, or I felt like I shouldn't tell anybody because everybody's looking at Jeff or looking at Uncle Bob as being the strong man. Yeah, I can go talk to Bob about everything. I can talk to Jeff about anything. He won't judge me. He won't tell whatever we talk about will stay between us. Um, but at the same time, while this is what I'm getting at the same time, I'm helping everybody else, but who's helping me? Why am I so afraid to get help? Why do I feel like the only way out is premature death? Knowing in the back of my mind, if I commit suicide, I know where I'm going because I know what I believe. But at this time in my life, I'm like, I, I'll forego heaven, I'll take hell because I won't have this pain to endure. I'll take hell because I won't have to put up a brave front anymore. I'll take hell because I won't be tired anymore. My God, my God. Exactly, Walker. Exactly, Annette. And see, and this is what people have to understand. Okay. And I'm only talking from myself, from my experience. When I finally decide to open up, I do not need, or I did not need to hear, man, don't tell me you're gonna kill yourself again. Man, don't tell me you ain't got nobody to talk to. Um, I didn't want to hear, or I felt like I didn't need to hear, God is with you, God is for you. I know all of that. Okay. When somebody comes to finally express themselves, we have to be mindful of not giving the cliche answers because we know those cliches, we don't want them. We know those cliches, but we ain't trying to hear them right now. We really need somebody that's just going to listen. And even if you don't say nothing, hug. Even if you don't say nothing, it's that not listening. I mean, it's that listening. It's that unspoken, uh, uh, that unspoken atmosphere that's there that will say a whole lot more than, man, ain't nothing wrong with you. Man, don't do that. Again, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about myself. See, I'm going to tell you this, I've been in church all my life. I'm not saying I know the Bible frontwards and backwards. I'm not saying I've always been a stand-up guy, and everybody knows I haven't always been a preacher. But at that point in time in my life, I was at a point where I was like, throw, excuse me, throw the entire preaching mantle away, throw the entire pastor mantle away, throw the entire praise and worship member away, throw my singing abilities away, throw my miming abilities away, throw my loving heart away, throw everything that God has given me, throw it away because I am tired of, one, feeling like I'm feeling, two, want to talk to somebody but can't, all because I think I know what they're gonna say, or I feel like I know how they're gonna judge me. That's it, Annette. That's the number. Ooh, that is the number one Pray about it. It'll get better. I didn't want none of that. I have been praying forever. My bad. I didn't mean to shake that. I've been praying and ain't nothing happening. I done tried, but ain't nothing going. Listen. So, um, I found when I did go to my doctor, this was after suicide attempts. This was after I felt like, or after I knew voices had gotten um, stronger. This is after I knew I was not myself. This is after I knew something had to give. Something was wrong. So this is over what? Almost a year. Almost a year that I'm going through all of these emotions. I had to make a decision. Well, what you gonna do? Are you gonna go to the doctor and try and get some help? Or are you gonna sit here and continue to act like everything is all right? I had some decisions to make. And it was not an easy decision. It took a minute of going back and forward, back and forward. If I go, is that gonna make me weak? If I go, am I gonna be sent to a psychiatric ward in a hospital? And I asked my doctor a couple of these questions. I was like, Doc, I'm trying to see, am I crazy enough because I've had suicidal thoughts, because I've acted upon suicide, because I hear voices? Does this mean I need to be locked up in the hospital? I'm trying to get some answers. But here's the thing. Let me give you this. Um, Depression is the definition of depression is feelings of severe despondency and dejection, meaning you have all these feelings of feeling inadequate, like you can't do it, you can't make it, you're nothing. You have all these feelings just balled up and going on in your mind and in your psyche, and there's nothing you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm telling you how I was in that place. And oh, let me go back just for a second. In addition to all of that, I had been having chest pains, and each time I went to the doctor, couldn't tell me what the problem was. Still to this day, can't tell me what the initial problem was, but they gave um, another diagnosis of something else. We'll get to that in a minute. So, in addition to having these pains that nobody can tell me about, in addition to having a best friend die, in addition to that second major incident that happened, all of this is boiling. All of this is wrapping together. All of this is intertwining, and it has gotten it has gotten my spirit messed up. It has got my mind messed up. I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but I started to lose weight. I noticed it myself. I don't know if others noticed it, but it had got to a point where, bruh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. But in the midst of praying, because I still prayed, and I finally opened up to some people that gave good advice, that prayed for and prayed with me. In addition to going to the doctor, in addition to, which side note, I'm still in the process of trying to find a therapist, you know, that insurance is a mug. You understand? When you're trying to get referrals because you're trying to stay in network, that's neither here nor there. In addition to all that stuff, those outside people coming to my rescue once I decided to open up a little, because it takes a minute for a person such as myself to open up for real. Um, a lot of people don't either they don't believe this or they don't know this. I'm really an introverted person. I really am when you first meet me until I get to know you. And then it's out everything out the gate. I bet. But I'm one I would like to stay at home. I don't have to go out. I did all that, early 20s, you know, even my teen years. I was by the time I'm halfway past 20, I'm ready to stay at home. Just saying. But nevertheless, um, so after I went to the doctor and all these outside forces come to my aid, to my rescue, and I take the advice that was given. I take the prayers that were um, initiated. I think is the word I want to use. Then something started to happen, and I believe it was I had a pocket dialed Walker. She over there. Wait. Oh, my screen, my comments over there. So I was walking around and I was praying in my living room, and I had pocket dial Walker. And while I was praying, then is where I, as I was praying, and it was one of those prayers where I was going in and I felt some stuff break. I was feeling some different stuff happening. And I mean, I was praying because I had got to a point where I was showing up. The good thing about hitting rock bottom is the only place left to go is up. So when I'm trying not to be so long, so I'm trying to hit important parts so we can sum it all up. I had hit that rock bottom, but yet I was still going to work. Still going through the everyday motions, but not really feeling it. Because I may be depressed, but I ain't no fool. You understand? I know the Bible says a man that don't work, he don't eat. So I mean, I'm still going through the motions, but I know I still have responsibilities as a man to keep my house, to keep these lights on. You know, still got that responsibility. And I was praying, and I mean, I was praying and I was walking, because that's what I do. I pray and walk. It's always a circle. I'm walking in a circle, and I did. I promise you, I felt better. I did. After going to that doctor, the doctor did prescribe anti depressants. And she did say it would take I think 4 to 6 weeks to see something or see a difference. But here's the thing that you have to understand as being a male, being a black male, or if you're a woman, a black woman, just in the black community, period, there is nothing, there is nothing wrong with going to talk to a therapist. There is nothing wrong with taking medications. Those two things are two things that plague our community. I can't talk about other ethnicities. I can't talk about whites. I can't talk about the Latinos. I can't talk about anybody else. I can only talk about what I am. I am black, and in my community, it was always, even if it wasn't said to your face, it was said in a roundabout way to where it just sunk into your mindset. It just sunk. It was drilled into our heads, but it wasn't said. That if you go to the therapist, if you go talk to somebody, you crazy. If you taking pills, you crazy. You nuts. If you go, if you get locked up on in the psych ward, you crazy and nuts. The only thing that happens to people that go talk to therapists, they end up in straight jackets. But I'm here to tell you, there is nothing, understand me, nothing wrong with talking to a qualified professional, a qualified, and you may be a Christian. You may want to find a Christian therapist. Nothing wrong with that. You may not be a Christian, but nothing wrong with finding a licensed professional. Nothing is wrong with taking medicines that the professional suggests. It's their job to give us options when it comes to our health. It is our responsibility to research the meds and make a informed decision on if we're going to take them. But I cannot stress that enough. Nothing is wrong with you. And I want to make sure you understand, nothing is wrong with you if you go talk to a therapist and if you take medication. Nothing. Nothing. This is what happened. We have doctors in the world, and it's the doctor's job to give our ailments, give our sickness a name. And with having that name, we do what they tell us to do, but at the same time, we take that name in prayer to God. Because the Bible teaches us that every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus is Lord. Meaning all that to say this, every sickness is going to have to give way to the blood and the healing power of God. God from Zion. Come on, somebody talk to me. Come on. Come on. See, we can believe in healing. We can know he will heal us, but we have to wait for the manifestation of that thing. I'm just being Jeff. And right then, I had put my hat on and I was PastorJ right then for a second. But I'm trying to make your way around it, people. So, first, well, not first, but feel free to keep. Come on, it's over here. Wait. Feel free to leave your comments over here if you want. If you got something you want to say, it's cool. Put it right there. We all family here tonight. I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing it. So what I got on to just talk to my people to encourage you if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you're having bouts of depression or anxiety, go talk to somebody. You don't have to always stay in the church and talk to your pastor. No disrespect. I really hope nobody, no pastors take this the wrong way. But there are some pastors, some preachers, teachers, evangelists, prophets, apostles that aren't gifted, that aren't anointed in counseling. And we, as being members of the clergy or of the cloth, we have to know when we're in above our heads. Now, that's not to say God cannot and will not give us the ability to adapt to situations, to offer a godly wisdom, because that's what we're to do. We're to give godly wisdom. We're to give godly counsel. But at the same time, if someone has come to me to talk to me and I don't have an answer, I don't want to be responsible for giving them what I think they should do or what I think they should say. Let me stop you. Let me try my best to help you find somebody that's more qualified to help you in this area, because I can understand and I can admit I can't do it. I can't. So, all of that to bring it around is this. Though I have, and I gave the testimony at my church. Um, though I haven't had suicidal thoughts or suicidal tendencies in months, it's still a battle when it comes to depression. Every now and again, there are moments when I I just get in a slump, or I just don't want to. I don't want to talk, or I don't want to be around people. I just want to be home by myself. There are moments when I think back on different situations in life, and it starts to bring me down. And there are moments where I just can't snap out of it. Can I can I tell you the truth? There are moments where I sit and wallow in it because I can't pull myself up by my bootstraps. I can't pull myself up by my collar, because all emotions come back from different things that have happened, and it takes me to a place. So it takes me a minute to get out of it. I'm, can I just be honest? Can I be honest with you? Yeah, I'm a preacher. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I'm still human, and I have um these emotions, or I have these uh, um tendencies, or I have these thoughts that I can't control. Come on, can I just be honest with somebody? And when I get in those moments, though I pray and though I want to come out, there are times I get a blanket and I just wrap up in it and I cry. And I want to let you know, this video, I pray that it helps somebody to know that it gets better. But in order for it to get better, you have to do something you haven't done before in order to get results you haven't gotten before. Am I helping somebody tonight? In my mind, it's always going to be, whenever you overcome something, it's always going to be a battle when it comes to it. Now, let me say this: whenever you become free from something, it's always going to be a battle to stay free. My God. Come on, did somebody get that? Did somebody get that? It's definite. The songwriters say, It's Freedom by Eddie James, I think is the one I'm thinking of. There are times when we fought so hard to get free. This is our freedom. No, no, let me get this. What is this camera doing? What? This is where we at. I'm in this box, okay, and I'm trying to get free. So we got to get in a place where, in order to get free, we got to do some fighting. In order to get free, we got to do some. We got to go through some warfare. In order to get free, we got to come up with a plan and to get out of where we're at. Now, once we get out, how are we going to step that plan up to stay out? Woo! Come on, somebody. I hope I hope I'm helping. How many? Where is it? I'm hoping I'm helping these 4 people. I believe it's the longest live I ever did. But again, I'm saying all of this to let people know we can come out. Just like Obama slogan was, "Yes, you can." We will come out as long as we put the fight in it. As long as we put as much effort into staying free that we were put in when we was out doing whatever we was big and bad enough to do in the world, as long when we putting a lot of energy into some of us when we're doing taxes, for example, we putting all this extra stuff on there, claiming other folks' children to get more. If you put a little bit of that effort into fighting to stay free or fighting to be free and fighting to get free, then imagine what could happen. I'm just trying to help somebody. I'm just Jeff tonight. That's it. So if anybody that's watching this now, or anybody that has shared this and you're watching it, I guarantee you I'm still a good listener. I'm still an encourager. I'm still a preacher. I'm still human, and I'm still getting better. I'm still fighting to stay free. So if you need somebody that you want to talk to about being depressed or having anxiety issues, you got somebody that can understand versus somebody that hasn't had to deal with it personally and can only offer insight from what they saw on TV. Talk to somebody. Talk to and don't just talk to anybody. We have to understand and realize when the Bible tells us to make sure we're getting godly counsel, that means going to somebody you know is trying to live a better life, who is trying to live a godly life, who is trying to live saved, and that can give you the right from wrong information. That won't just be in your corner, um, going along with you when you're wrong. Because you know how you have those friends that they're like your yes men or they're your yes women. No matter, you can be dead wrong. You know you wrong. They know you wrong, but they still gonna cheer you on. You need somebody that's gonna give you the honest truth. That's gonna say, hey, this is how we're gonna come out of this. This is how I did it. Now, my way may not work for you, but we can work together to see how to get you out. Your try see, and I'm gonna use a couple of people that's who's commenting. See, Jeffrey is not built to go through what Annette has been through. Annette is not built to go through what Shaisha will go through. Come on, somebody, talk to me. Nobody can live no one else's life or fight anyone else's battles, because God designed, God prepared us to be who we are. So we got to fight our own fight in our own lane. Because if I try and get over in Annette's lane, I'm liable to perish. If Annette tries to get over in, I'm sorry, Annette, what's your husband's name? In her husband Robert's lane, in a sense, she can perish, because we all have our own weight. And we're not necessarily talking about bad weight. We all have our plan. No, I'm sorry, our path that we have to travel. And 9 times out of 10, when you try and travel someone else's plan, no, 10 times out of 10, when you try and travel on somebody else's plan, you wondering why you have this new level of adversity. See, I can only talk about, again, I can only talk about myself. See, Jeffrey is already designed to have building blocks in his way, stumbling blocks in my way. So if I go over here to Annette and be like, let me try and do what she doing, how she doing it. So not only am I going to deal with what has been designed for Jeffrey, but I'm going to broaden this circle or this pathway to deal with what was designed for Annette. So now I done got double the amount of trouble, all because I'm trying to step outside of what I don't know. There's a difference in stepping outside of what you don't know to do what you ain't got no business doing, versus stepping outside of what you know, what you don't know, to get help. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm gonna step outside because I'm trying to get help. I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone to talk to this therapist. I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone to try these medications that my doctor prescribed for me. I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone and pray more, talk to God more, versus I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone because the net make it look easy. So let me do this right here. I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone, all because I want to get what they got real quick. I ain't trying to really work for it. Let me just snatch it up. All right, y'all. All right. All right. I'm just being Jeff tonight. Like I said in the beginning, I'm being vulnerable tonight in hopes that it helps somebody. We're not talking about Pastor J. We're not talking about Pastor Hall. We're not talking about Uncle Bob. We're not talking about the preacher, the teacher, the mime dancer. We're not talking about any of that. Tonight, we're just talking about Jeffrey B. Hall Jr. and my experience with depression and anxiety and depression. You're right, Annette, it won't work. Getting outside of your lane to do what you have no business doing, it will not work. Point blank, period. So all of that to say that, you know what, I'm proud of myself that I didn't cry or get teary-eyed talking about any of this stuff. But all of that to say this: if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, you need help, nothing is wrong with professional help. Nothing is wrong with taking medication. Nothing is wrong with doing what you need to do to get free and stay free. Nothing is wrong with it by any means necessary. I believe that was Malcolm X, I believe, by any means necessary. Take that and apply it to your life. Annette, I'm gonna block you. Take that same concept by any means necessary and apply it to your life. By any means necessary, I'm going to be free. By any means necessary, I'm going to stay free. By any means necessary, I'm a fight this battle. By any means necessary, I'm going to live for myself. And I'm also let you know this. I can understand if you have a family. I totally get it. Being married, having children, um, you are a pillar in the community, a pillar in the church. I understand all of that. But this is what you have to understand. You have to take time for yourself. Because if you work so much for other people and not taking care of your own self, what good are you to anybody? Women, if you're doing so much for everybody else, for your husband, your children, church, work, if you're doing so much for everybody else, what good are you going to be if you're laid up in a hospital? Men, same question. What good will you be to your wife, to your children, to your household if you're laid up in the hospital? We have to be conscious enough to say, hey, come on, talk about it, Annette. You can't give what you don't have. Come on here. It is okay to say no to people. Some people may hate you. Some people may unfriend you. Some people may stop talking to you. It is okay to say no. I'm learning that. I'm learning I can't be Superman. I've learned I can't be Superman. I can't be everywhere. I can't help everybody. No matter how much I want to, I can't do it. And if people can't understand that I have to say no, if people can't understand that I'm not stressing myself out for you anymore, if people can't understand that I have to take care of myself, my mind, my spirit, my body, if they give up on our relationship that quick, it is what it is. I got to live for myself. I have to take care of myself. That's it. That's it. So I appreciate everybody that came on and talked, commented, that listened to me talk for 54 minutes. I pray something was said that that helps everybody, anybody, somebody. Um, if one person is impacted by this video, to God be the glory. That's what it's about. Reaching at least one person. That's what it's about, man. Um, so just remember, if nothing else, remember it is okay to talk to a licensed therapist. It is okay to take whether it be antidepressants or whatever meds you and your doctor talk about. It's okay to take those. It's okay to fight for your freedom. It's okay to say no. It's okay to do all of those things and then some. Those are just four that I talked about tonight. But with all of that, we as preachers sometimes we be so quick to send people to hell, but not tell them how not to go to hell. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Yeah. Sin will send you to hell, but let me take it a step further and tell you how not to go to hell. What you can do to stay out of hell. If I've said this in one of my videos before, God honors our try because he knows none of us are perfect. So if we're trying wholeheartedly to be better men and women, if we're trying wholeheartedly to get help, if we're trying wholeheartedly to stay free, God honors that. I'm only telling you what I've experienced, man. So I bless God for not having the suicidal thoughts anymore. I bless God for not attempting uh, suicide anymore. I just bless I bless God for a lot of stuff because I've been through stuff that I can't even tell y'all about. But just know 2018 wasn't the best, but I declare and decree 2019 will be better. It's going to be better. The songwriter said, "You did more than I ever expected." So even though I'm expecting God to do about this much, because of who he is, he will go above and beyond and do this much. The Bible teaches us exceedingly and abundantly and above all that we can ask or think, meaning I may pray for A and B. He may reach down to give me C through F. I may just think of a 2019 car. He may bless me with a 2020. I may, even though I have that little bit, that mustard seed faith, he can multiply that to blow our minds like nobody business. Huh? He can do it. So, I'm finished. I'm finished, man. I pray that this video helps somebody. I pray that it's as you watch it, you got something. I pray that you share it. And remember, if you want to reach me, comment on here, message me. If you got my number, text me. Because I don't really like to talk on the phone. It's whatever. But I'm here. I'm here to share my story because we overcome by the testimony of others. So if I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable and let someone hear what I've been through, then they can have the faith to believe. If they're going through the same thing, they can have the faith to believe that they can make it too. So remember this, you can make it. Songwriter said, you can make it, I have no doubt. Because the last thing you went through, it didn't take you out. I'm just telling you what the songwriter said. So I pray that each and every one of you have an awesome night. I pray God's blessings upon each of you. May you have peace in your household, whether you're married, whether you're single. I pray God continues to bless your house from the front to the back, that he sends angels to encamp in your house, every bedroom, even now, to stand guard at your doors, at your windows, and around your entire property. And we plead the blood of Jesus over your life, your property, your finances, your mind, body, and spirit. Bible tells us where 2 or 3 are gathered, he'll be in the midst. And I believe that's 5. We got him here. So, oh, I almost dropped my phone. So, as I always say when I get ready to end my videos, I can't believe I did this, first of all, that I put my business out there, man. I can't believe that. Yeah, I can't believe it. But anyway, as I always say, man, I appreciate y'all for listening, for taking the time to listen to a brother talk, man. As I always say, I love you and God loves you, and don't let nobody, and I mean nobody, tell you different. It's your boy. My bad. It's your boy Jeff. That's who I am tonight. It's your boy Jeff. We out of here. I love y'all.